ever have one of those tanks you just can't seem to win in no matter what you do? Well, this is mine, the LT-432. A lot of people say it's one of the most overpowered light tanks at Tier 8. I I don't want to disagree, but I don't want to agree. I'm kind of right on the fence of saying yes and no. The gun is kind of subpar for a tier 8. Average damage is only 180 per hit, and it seems like I'm always hitting on the low end of like 150, 160. Penetration is trash. If you have to shoot something from the front, you definitely have to use premium rounds, and your premium rounds really don't bump you up a whole lot. Standard is 176 and premium is 218. So your premium 218, you're looking at like, IS6 penetration. And if you get up into a tier 10 match, you're going to be in deep trouble. You're looking at where you have to hit stuff on sides and rears, or you're just not going to penetrate. I just have a god-awful time with this tank. Well, light tanks are not my forte. Never claimed my fame to be light tanks. But I like to play light tanks every once in a while to try and do the missions for the Object 260. But I bought this. I've only 5 matches, but out of the 5 matches, I've only won 1 match out of the 5. Can't seem to get a team that whenever I play this thing knows which end of the barrel the round comes out of. Just no freaking luck. But yeah, for instance, so this match, 53 TP, we hit him one time for 198. Knocked out his track. Progetto 46 hit him one time for 197. So actually, those 2 shots not bad. Pretty decent. Little over average damage of 180. So I'm not complaining too much. We knocked out his ammo rack track, destroyed his track, and he got spotted and hit for 369 upon us tracking him. The Type 59, we put 2 shells into him for 367 and knocked out his track. Scorpion G, 2 shells into him, finished him off for 254 damage. Knocked out his gun and we destroyed him. And the LT-432 on the enemy team, we just popped his track off when he peeked out. We did bounce 2 of his rounds and the Lynx 6x6. Hit him twice for 337, finished him off, and we ended up chasing him around because he come booking up there and just lit up our whole team. And we ended up doing 4th most damage at 1353, 2 kills, base experience of 360. And you can see they still had a heck of a team left compared to us getting killed. But I had 17 shots, 11 hit, 8 pen, 1353 damage. Got hit 6 times, 4 pen, 2 bounced, 1 hit of splash damage. Blocked by our armor was 360. So that would have been the 2 shells from the enemy LT-432. We damaged 6, destroyed 2, and damage with our assistance was 369. I shot all premium rounds, and not bad. I only lost 15,000 for using all premium rounds, and I used a couple of consumables for repairing the track, and I think I might use the first aid kit too. But yeah, this is, oh yeah, we got a bruiser and a fire for effect. But this is just one of those tanks, whenever I play it, I just consistently can count on losing so far. Also, I just want to throw out there, I had a match before this one. I was in it doesn't really matter what tank I was in. It was the P-44 Pantera. It was pushing down on the beach. It was on a D-Day map or whatever they call it. Myself, this Texan 1950, and this MAE 81. We're all pushing forward. We're in the same exact spot. Same exact spot on the beach. All 3 of us disconnected at the same time. All of a sudden, my computer just locked up. I mean, I was probably pulled out in front of a Tiger P. I was going to put 3 shells into him. Just as I went to hit my mouse button to pull the trigger, boom, computer freezes up. I'm like, what the hell? I held down my mouse button just in case it was still shooting to hopefully get at least those 3 shots into him, even though my computer froze up. But so I sent these 2 a message, and both of them, because I noticed this guy was pushing with me and this guy was like disconnected. When I reconnected and I was down by my dead tank from getting disconnected, he was the Tiger 1 was up against the hill just sitting there disconnected, and the guy in the Texan 1950, he was in a Scorpion G. He was dead right next to me too, and he was pushing with me, and he said that he got disconnected in this MAE-81. All three of us got disconnected in the identical spot, the identical time, and all three of us, well, the Scorpion G and myself, we were pushing forward, and we died because our tanks were out in the middle where the enemy was shooting. The Tiger 1 was lucky enough to be kind of in the back when all three of us got disconnected. But I've noticed that's happened a few times within the last couple days where multiple tanks will complain about lagging all of a sudden or disconnecting. You'll see a light tank or whatever, they're cruising along, and all of a sudden they're just driving off into the water. It's like, what the hell? You look and you can see they're disconnected. And you'll notice at the same time, multiple tanks will get disconnected, like this happened where three of us got disconnected at the same time. So I'm going to send in a ticket to Wargaming with the replay and let them know, hey, I don't know if there's something wrong on certain maps or certain areas of maps, or if it's just a fluke, but three of us got disconnected identically at the same exact time in the same exact area of the map. I mean, literally, we were within feet of each other. So, kind of something weird. So if you notice that happening to you, send in a ticket to Wargaming so, they can look into it. But yeah, I like this tank. I mean, it's fast. It's actually, for a light tank, got a little bit of armor. 160 on the turret, but it's like a pancake, so you will bounce an occasional round on your turret. And if you look at the front, it's only 70 millimeters of armor, but it's really well sloped, so I imagine it's probably more of closer to probably 170, 180 with that angling. So yeah, you'll bounce the occasional round in this thing, and it's low profile, kind of hard to hit, moves right along. I got a 423 view range, so really good view range. Concealment's 24.53, so not too shabby, but not really super good for a light tank. Top speed is 70 in forward, 23 in reverse, 900 horsepower engine. 1,100 hit points. Average damage per minute is 2357. Dispersion is not the best at 0.36. Aim time's okay, 1.92. Gun depression, -7. That's all right. You're not going to be working ridge lines too well with -7. You need at least like 9 or 10 to work ridge lines really well. Gun traverse 50.6, which is real good. I didn't look at the hull traverse. Same, it's 50.6, so that's really good. Reload isn't too bad at 4.58. Rate of fire 13.1 rounds a minute. It's just the penetration just blows. If you're in a tier 8 and you can see tier 10s, they ought to have a rule that your standard penetration should be at least 202. At least 202 for your standard round, and your premium round should be, I don't know, 260. 258, 260 for your premium and a tier 8 light tank. So if you do face tier 10s, which you will see tier 10s in this thing, that you can actually penetrate them frontally if need be. With that low of penetration, hell, a lot of the tier 10s you can't even pen from the rear with the 170, what did I say, 176? Yeah, that's just subpar pitiful there. But yeah, this is my Achilles heel. This is my this is my tank. I have a feeling that every time I play it, I'm just gonna get romple stomped. Every time I played it, and the one match that I was playing this and we did win, I mean, I did like pitiful in damage. I think I ended up dying in the match. It's just the team. I got lucky and the team won. I love this tank though. I want to play it so I can do my light missions. It's actually a light tank that I enjoy playing, except for, like I said, the penetration. So you end up shooting. You can see I carry 33 premium on only 15 standard and 2 HE. So I do sling pretty much all premium rounds in this, but you got to do what you got to do if you want to do the damage. So, but yeah, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll give you the replay and you can kind of watch and see what I mean. I might switch out one of my maps for where it blocks it so you don't get it. And the map we were on was was it Lake? I think it's Lakeville. Yeah, Lakeville. I used to really like that map, but it seems like every time I play it now, my team runs to the valley. All the heavies will go valley, mediums will go valley, or half of them will go valley, and then half of them will go down that road in the center, and then no one goes city, and you just get decimated. Yeah, I mean, tanks have to go into the city, or you end up just, getting romple stomped. So, but yeah, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll be right back. So hold on to your chairs. Alrighty, so here we are on Lakeville in the LT-432. Decisions. Where do you go? Well, you're in a light tank. Do you want to go valley? No, absolutely not. Light tank is not meant to go down valley because it's a bottleneck right at the F2 area, and you don't have the armor first off, the DPM, the alpha for hitting hard and scaring people to go back. I mean, your average damage is 180. Do you want to go down the center road? Well, you could probably take up a position in the bushes at what is that, like D4. I don't know. I don't think you can see my mouse, but I was gonna say where those bunch of trees are, right where I'm pointing at, like right in this area over here. Or you could shoot down and try taking up a position at like E4. F4 is kind of pushing it, but it would get you down to the center of the road where you're lighting up the enemies as they come off their cap and drive through the JK zero area. Well, not zero, but across the JK line, heading to the JK zero area, and get some early lights, and if your team's set up, get some shots on them. What I like to do though is I know light tanks, a lot of people playing passively for lighting stuff up, and then the team decimates. I like to actually use my light tank to get an early foothold with its speed, maneuverability, to try and haul butt and get into the city and get a good foothold for the team so that the heavies, when they catch up, get decent positions. But I start heading that way, and then the enemy LT-432 comes up the 4 line, the road right there in the kind of center. Well, not center, but the 4 line. And I take a couple shots at him there and end up kind of not doing what my initial plan was. And I end up going into the city, but day late and a dollar short. But it worked out because their Link 6x6 comes up into the city, and I happened to be heading that way at the same time, so I was able to go after him, chase him down, and we ended up killing him. But let's get this replay playing. I'm just going to turn the volume down a little bit because I can already hear it's loud as heck. There we go. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So you'll see, I mean, this thing, it's awesome. I love the looks of it. Just a badass looking little light tank. Low profile. It's got good, 160 frontal armor on the turret. And with the shape of it, it is not super easy to pen. I mean, some tier 8s with heat rounds, and your 9s and 10s will easily go through your... Oh, and then this P-44 decides to just stop. Yeah, I'm going to drive forward and just stop. And he just sits there, just stops and sits there. Then bam, run into him. So I see the links down there, and I take a shot, and it's not even really close, but at least he knows people are shooting at him, and that's going to make him maybe veer off so he knows he's spotted. Then I see the LT-432 over there. See, and this is the mistake, and I make this not a lot, and I think everybody does, where you have a plan, you're trying to stick to it, but then you get sidetracked. Like, my initial plan was to get up here and get in the city and get a good foothold, which I could have easily been up here already, which that can work out, and it can also shoot yourself in the foot, because it could have worked out as in I could have got up here, and the presence of our tanks up there might have slowed them down, make them think twice before pushing into the city. and also you get a good foothold. Or I could have got up there, got no support, because you can see our IS-3A sitting there. Carnarvon's just now taking off. This IS-3 is just really kind of now taking off. So this 432 did a good thing for his team by him doing what he did. He basically had our team stop in their tracks and try and kill him. So finally, I'm like, you know, the hell with it. He's got a good spot behind that rock. I need to get up here and try and help the team. Then I see that Lynx 6x6, and then I also see the LT-432. I'm thinking I can get some good shots here. I really didn't think the Lynx was going to come like he did in front of me like this. So I was aiming it, and there he goes. I'm like, are you kidding me? So we get a shot into his rear. Slowed him down for a second, but obviously he is fast. I'm trying to chase him down. in a tracked vehicle, trying to chase down a wheeled vehicle doesn't always work out in the best. But we end up taking him out, and I stop because I know if I pull out, that 432 knows that I'm over here. I kind of put my track out there a little too far, but it didn't hurt anything. So I'm just kind of surveying the situation. You can see our 50 TP and 50 TP and something else over there. They're we got 3 heavies over in the valley. I thought I'd be able to get up here, but no such luck. But with our 3 heavies in the valley, that's exactly why we lost. Because with our 3 heavies in the valley, we've got a medium, 2 heavies, and a light tank. Well, actually a 3rd heavy coming now. In the city here, taking on several of their team. You know, it's just 159. Well, it was a low roll there. My suggestion for Valley is maybe 1 heavy and a tank destroyer or 2. That IS-3 screwed up doing that. He just got himself killed just pushing into, you know, a Scorpion G, a UD 1415, and a Type 59. I mean, that's definitely not going to work out in his favor at all. I got lucky that Scorpion missed. The Type 59 doesn't miss. Knocks our track off. I'm getting lucky to bounce a couple rounds, but the only thing that I know that I can do that's going to save my butt is get the hell out of Dodge. I mean, I hate leaving teammates. The Carnarvon is there kind of by, well, he's got the IS-3A with him, but my best bet is to get out of there, take a position kind of back here so that if they do take out our 2 heavy tanks, at least we've got some eyes up this way to they finally take that 432 out. You know, we've got some eyes up this way. I was bummed I didn't get that kill. Yeah, and they did. They took out our 2 heavies. So I'm thinking, where in the, must have been shooting Q-tips. I don't know how that round didn't do anything, but we finished out the Scorpion. But this way, we've got some eyes up here to keep any of these things spotted. I've got a good view range on this, and when they started going invisible like that, I was a little bit shocked that I was not keeping them spotted. Because if you look, my spotting assistance is 0. And at that range, I was like, he's moving. It's a heavy tank. How am I not spotting him? But, I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't work out in your favor. Unfortunately, it's just not, wasn't my day to keep him lit. But I saw the Progetto back up. And, of course, we hit him and knock his track off. Actually, no, I did do damage on him, 197, and knocked his track off. I thought I just knocked his track off. But good old artillery hits me for 134, and a 53 TP hits me for 194 and finishes me off. The Progetto 46 did get hit for 369 with me knocking his track off, but that's pretty much all she wrote. The heavies that we had over here, I mean, you are not going to beat a haul-down T-34 as he gets taken out. What took him out anyways? T-44 100. Well, he went over the hill, that's why. But you're not going to take out a haul-down T-34 and a haul-down Super Pershing with a spaced armor around his turret unless you're able to shoot the little weak spot on the turret. And that's what happened when the IS-3 and all our heavies that were over here seen those guys coming up. What they should have done is just said, okay, I know I'm not going to penetrate a T-34's turret from the front when he's hauled down or a Super Pershing that easy. So they should have backed up and said, the heck with it, just gave up this area, take up better positions. Pause it because that's it. Um, take up better positions uh, around the hill there at like B3-4, A 3-4, so that they're forced, if they really want to push, they're forced to come over the hill and push into the open where you can get shots at their lower plates where you're going to penetrate, not their turret that's, super thick that you can't penetrate and it's not going to do any good. So you back up, force them if they really want to come to push over that hill, and then you're able to get shots at their lower plates, sides, rears, just not their turret that you can't penetrate. But they didn't. They stayed right at the, this area, and they pushed over eventually, but after they already killed, our 3 heavies that were over here. So, yeah, if you're ever in that situation, I mean, you're not going to really penetrate some tanks, from the front. They're a frontal turret, so you're better off just, evacuating the area, head back to your friendly cap, and push back to A 3, 4, 5, 6 or B, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get an area that you're hauled down, that they can't pen your frontal turret, and then they're up where you can pen their front lower plates and stuff. You got to stop and think if it's worth holding an area or just give up that area to save your hit points and then be able to get shots at their weak areas. So, anyways, yeah, so that was kind of my uh, 432 light tank that I just can't seem to win a match in. But yeah, anyways, I have some post game stats for you. So if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll be right back.